166, air 8:15:66, take one.
My name is Victoria Winters. Collinwood is quiet, but the pressures of the past few hours are still around me. Pressures that may finally make it impossible for me to continue my search. Mrs. Stoddard?
Miss Winters, what are you doing?
I was just sitting there.
I thought you went into town.
I did, but I came back sooner than I'd expected.
I guess we all have a lot to think about, don't we?
I was thinking about David.
You think I ought to punish him? Send him away.
He's your nephew. I can't tell you what to do. But there are other problems.
Such as?
You've brought me all the way from New York. And you've been very kind to me.
What problems, Miss Winters?
Well, I've been thinking about David, and I've decided to leave Collinwood. I'm afraid I have no choice but to go back home.
Just when did you decide to leave us?
A little while ago. It's not something I wanted to do.
Well, then why go at all?
Because I must.
Are you sure it's only about David?
Mostly, yes. Oh, I know I've thought about leaving before, and somehow I never did. I always thought things would straighten out. But now I see it's impossible.
Because it isn't easy? Very little in life is easy, Miss Winters. I should think you of all people would know that.
You're going to be sorry you ever came here. That's what David said to me a little while ago, standing in that doorway. Those words. You're going to be sorry you ever came here.
So you're afraid of him, too? I shouldn't be surprised.
Oh, it isn't that. I wasn't thinking about fear.
Well, of course you are. David threatened you, just as he threatened his father. And then he tampered with the brakes on his car. Why shouldn't you be afraid of him? Heaven knows I am.
You?
Yes. But not for myself. For him. For David. Won't you sit down, Miss Winters? I know things haven't been easy for you since you came here. This house is strange, and I'm sure none of us are exactly what you expected.
Well, I didn't think too much about what to expect.
But you did come, and I was pleased. Oh, there have been times when I've wondered if I was wise bringing a stranger here, but, well, now, what I'm trying to say, Miss Winters, is that I don't think of you as a stranger. Not anymore.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. But it still doesn't change the situation. I was responsible for exposing David, and he hates me for it.
And now you're going to run.
Not from the threat, but from the feeling behind it. The hatred.
Hatred. That's all he knows. That's all he's ever lived with. One by one, the people who should have given him love and understanding have turned their backs on him. What he needs is people who will face that hatred and make him realize it needn't exist.
But it's too late. How can I teach anything to a boy who thinks of me as his enemy? He needs someone new. Someone else would be far better.
I don't want anyone else. I want you to stay.
Why do you want to keep me here?
Because I choose to do so.
It's not just David, is it?
What do you mean?
You and I both know that almost anyone else would be better for him. That's true, isn't it?
Yes.
And you still want to keep me here.
Yes.
Why?
I don't think I can answer that. It's this house. Me, I suppose. Carolyn's part of it, and David's father, too. Excuse me. Hello? I'm sorry, you'll have to speak up. I can't hear you.
I asked if Mr. Collins was home.
No, not at the moment. Would you like to leave a message?
Well, do you know when he'll be back?
I'm not sure.
Well, would you tell him when he comes in, tell him that, just tell him that...
Hello? Hello?
Collins, I was just trying to get in touch with you.
Were you? Well, I'm here. And whatever you had to say, it had better be convincing. Who answered?
Oh, I don't know. It's your sister, I suppose.
Did you leave your name?
You think I'm a fool?
Yes, I do.
You always have the polite answer, don't you, Collins?
Politeness is a passing phase, Mr. Evans. And I plan to substitute something a good deal more biting if you ever again call me at my home.
Your sister couldn't recognize my voice. She's only spoken to me a few times in her life, and that was more than 18 years ago, before she buried herself in that dark and gloomy monument to pain.
You are not to phone me at my home.
All right.
And you are also not to take any portrait commissions from Burke Devlin.
So you do know about that?
Yes, I do. I was going to talk to you about it, but other things have intervened.
Well, that's why I called. I wanted to tell you that, Collins, I tried to get out of it. I even went to his hotel room. I told him that I was too busy, but he wouldn't listen.
Well, I suppose you'll just have to tell him again, won't you?
It won't do any good.
Evans, has it ever occurred to you to wonder why Burke has suddenly decided to have his portrait done by you, of all people?
Collins, has it ever occurred to you that Burke may realize that I'm a very fine artist?
The level of your talent is completely beside the point.
Now, wait a minute.
Burke will be spending a good deal of time with you, sitting for his portrait, and he knows it. And you two will be doing a good deal of talking, and he knows that too.
You think that I'd ever say anything about... Collins, what I did to that boy 10 years ago is the shame of my life. Do you think that I'd ever say anything about it?
You're nervous enough, or troubled enough, or drunk enough, yes.
I told you I tried to talk him out of it, but... Well, then when he started the questions, I...
What kind of questions? What kind of questions did he ask, Evans?
Well, he wanted to know if someone was putting pressure on me. I denied it, of course, but he...
Did he mention my name?
Yes.
I see.
But I told him you had nothing to do with it. I told him that it was just that I was too busy.
But he did mention my name.
Yes, but... Yes!
All right, Evans. Let me make myself perfectly clear. I once told you that I intended to protect myself in every way I could, and I meant just that. You and Burke together, hours at a time. It may be a chance that you want to take, but not I.
Well, what can I do about it?
I'll give you till morning. By that time, I will expect you to have canceled this portrait commission.
I told you I tried to talk him out.
You
of it,
try
but he-
again, Evans. Otherwise, I'll have to think of some other way to handle the problem.
Are you threatening me now?
I'm asking you to protect yourself.
From Burke or from you?
I brought you here because I thought you could help us all.
How can I help?
Carolyn will be free to leave this house. She'll know I'm not alone. You can bring love and understanding to David. If you leave, everything will be as it was. And Collinwood will be a house of torment and fear.
Why? Am I so important?
To me, you are. Yes. Please accept that and stay.
What about David?
Trust me. I can handle it. I know I can.
I don't see how.
I'll talk to him, I promise. Will you stay? For a while, anyway?
All right.
I can't tell you how pleased I am with your decision.
I just hope that we both won't be sorry for it.
I know I won't be, and I'm quite sure you won't be either.
I don't want her to stay. Please, Aunt Elizabeth, I don't want her to stay.
I don't think you'll have much choice in the matter, David. When I go inside and wait for me, I want to talk to you. Go on, David.
But remember what I said to you.
We'll settle that matter right away.
Mrs. Stoddard, I think I'd like to go into town for a while. Perhaps to a movie.
If you wish. Sit down, David.
Why won't you let Miss Winters go away?
Sit down. Because I want her to stay. Because I think she can help all of us, including you.
Well, I don't.
I want you to listen to me, David, and listen closely. You made a threat to Miss Winters, and I don't want any more of that. She's going to stay here, tutor you, and you're going to cooperate. Is that quite clear?
All she wants to do is get me in trouble.
I don't think you need her help for that, David. Not after what you've done.
But I didn't do anything.
Sit down. You almost got your father killed. And that wasn't Miss Winters' fault.
But I...
Don't try to deny it to me, not now.
You hate me just like everybody else does.
I don't hate you, David. If I did, you wouldn't still be living in my house. But I am angry with you, very angry indeed.
I don't care.
Well, you'd better start caring. The world isn't a very happy place for boys who don't care what people think. It's lonely and cold. And I don't want you living like that.
You want to send me away, just like my father does.
David, haven't I already? There'll be no more talk about sending you away, the accident, or any of it. That's all past. What we will talk about is the future.
Miss Winters.
Yes, Miss Winters. I brought her a long distance to help you. And I don't want any problems. You're going to listen to her and do as she says.
What if I don't?
David, don't make me answer that. I'm not asking much.
You like her more than you like me.
Is that all you can say?
But it's true, isn't it? You always said you loved me. Isn't that what you said?
Well, of course, I do.
Well, I don't believe it. Not anymore. I don't believe it.
David.
Aunt Elizabeth, help me. Please help me.
I'm trying to, but you've got to help, too.
I won't do anything else bad. I promise I won't. You mustn't stop loving me.
You're my family. How could I stop?
Easily enough, Liz. Just look at the boy and realize what he is. A potential murderer.
Roger.
Well, it's the truth, isn't it? Unless you prefer to ignore the truth. It's a pleasure, David, truly a pleasure, to come home from a nice, friendly chat in town, be greeted by the smiling face of my beloved son.
I promised Aunt Elizabeth I wouldn't do anything else bad.
Well, we are fortunate, aren't we, Liz?
Roger, we agreed to forget about the past.
The past doesn't exist for you, does it, Liz? Well, it does for me, here and now, today and tomorrow. Where's the rest of our happy group?
Carolyn's in her room and Miss Winters went into town. And I think you should go to bed.
You heard the mistress of the house, didn't you? To bed.
Will you go up with me?
Oh, now, don't tell me the devil's afraid of the shadows he lives in.
That's enough, Roger. Of course I will.
Pleasant dreams, David. Just keep remembering how lucky you are to be a member of our family. Our family.
No one here, Miss Winters, but you and I and our private thoughts.
Hello.
What brings you down from the tower on the hill?
Well, I thought I'd go to a movie, but I was too late. I don't like coming in on the middle of things, do you?
Well, if I had my way, Miss Winters, which I do not, I'd much prefer the middle. Neither the beginning nor the probable end is very pleasant to contemplate.
Isn't anyone here?
Errands, Miss Winters. They had errands, but they'll be back. Would you, like some coffee?
No, thank you. I guess I better get back to the house.
Miss Winters, you've been, in Collinwood some time now, haven't you?
Yes.
And, you know Mrs. Stoddard pretty well. Well, what I mean is, I used to see her every once in a while. But she hasn't come down from that hill in 18 years now, and I was wondering, well, what is she like now? I mean, family was always very important to that woman.
It still is.
How important? I mean, would she help a man in trouble, even though that man... Oh, they'll protect one another. I should have known better than that.
I don't understand what you mean.
And you're a far happier girl for that. Go back to your house on the hill, Miss Winters. Go back to your ghosts and your goblins. But be careful
Of what?
of the thing that we all fear. Of the thing that came closer to me tonight. Of death, Miss Winters. Death.
Well, is my son all tucked in and cozy?
David will never be tucked in and cozy until you change your attitude about him. Your son will be all right. if-
Son, my son, my son! You think nothing else matters to me in this world but David? Do what you want with him. Tie him up, throw him out, kiss him, I don't care.
Roger,
And even if I did care, what difference would it make? You'd still run things your own way. You always have.
I'm only trying to help the boy.
How? With the way you've helped Carolyn and me? And in some strange way, Miss Winters, you've made a wrong turn every time and you know it.
I've done the best I can.
And so have I, but it hasn't been good enough, Liz. None of it has been good enough. From you or from me.
What are you talking about?
This! Collinwood! The Collins name! The great dynasty you're so zealously trying to protect for my precious David. It might disappear, Liz. It might vanish from the face of this earth, and you would never even know.
Hello? Operator, I'd like to make a person-to-person call to Portland. Mr. Ned Calder. No, I don't know the number. Oh, an operator, if he doesn't answer, please keep trying. I don't care how late it is. Keep trying and call me back.
Stay tuned for Where the Action Is next on ABC. Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.